Okay, so continuing the Family Guy versus Simpsons, gonna go with the sons. So we have Chris on one hand, Bart on the other. Now, of course, this is different from my other fights where I'm just gonna use intelligence, fight ability, strength, speed, durability, invulnerability, and X factor. So it's just a 7-point system. So brought that intelligence. Neither one of these two are going to win any sort of Nobel Prizes at all, but knowing how Chris can actually be distracted by a laser pointer, that does definitely make me think that Bart is definitely more intelligent. When it comes to overall fighting ability, we've seen Chris be in a lot of fights, not doing very well. We've seen Bart also in a lot of fights. Bart also actually has at least some amount of martial arts training, a little bit of mixed martial arts training, so he does actually have an amount of actual fighting skills. Strength. Man, Chris has got this in spades. He's a lot bigger than Bart. A lot stronger. Speed. Bart being the smaller one, he's going to have a skateboard, a tremendous amount of additional maneuverability to him. You know, the opening sequence of The Simpsons more or less show that he is very quick. Durability. Man, we have seen Chris take an absolute beating and still be there. He's taken the beatings from like Stewie and people like that, so he can take an absolute walloping. Invulnerability. Again, we're seeing Chris just take a tremendous physical amount of abuse, and he can still get up. You know, whether it's the monkey tormenting him, he just takes a tremendous amount of abuse. He's a much better job when it comes to handling it too. You know, we've seen Bart knocked out pretty easily by someone like Nelson, where we're seeing Chris take a lot more physical abuse. Now it comes down to X Factor. What's that last thing that's just not really noticeable in anything else? And I'm going to give that actually to Chris. Here's the main reason why. I was trying to think through the history of The Simpsons if Bart has ever actually won a fight. I mean, initially, Bart got the dice beaten out of him by Nelson, which of course led to the very classic water balloon war. He was knocked unconscious in one move by Lisa. You know, he's constantly being essentially strangled by Homer, who can't seem to ever actually get any sort of meaningful victory. Where Chris actually has knocked people down, he has done a pretty good job of actually, winning a fight. Bart, ironically, puts up a good fight, but unless it's against Milhouse, Bart does not stand a chance.